What if I told you Microsoft is secretly slowing down your day trading computer every single month and you're letting them do it? It happens every time they push a major Windows update. You install it, you think you're more secure, but what you don't realize is Microsoft has quietly flipped a bunch of switches in the background, turning your lean day trading machine back into a bloated, data vacuuming pig that steals your resources directly from your trading platforms like Thinkorswim, TradeEvade, TradeStation, or NinjaTrader. They reset your power plan, they turn on services you don't need, they change your default browser, they fire up background processes that steal precious CPU cycles and memory right when you need it most. It's a quiet performance killer. And if you're a trader, that quiet theft of resources shows up as chart lag, as slippage, and ultimately as missed trades, and it's costing you money. So today we're gonna play some defense. I'm gonna show you the top settings you need to check and fix after every single Windows update so that you can reclaim your performance. And then for the knockout punch, I'm gonna show you one tool that automates half of this for you, a privacy kill switch that I use on every machine that I build for myself. Okay, the first one, and this is the most important one for traders, the power mode. This is a known bug in Windows 11 where updates can reset your power plan from best performance back to balance mode. This is a catastrophic resource killer. It throttles your CPU to save you a few watts of power. And this is the last thing you want when you're running multiple platforms and charts. After every single Windows update, click on Start, go to Settings, then click System, then click on Power and Battery. And then make sure the power mode is still set to best performance. All right, the next one we want to talk about is OneDrive. And if you don't use OneDrive, which is Microsoft's cloud server, if you don't use it at all, and I strongly recommend you don't, you need to get it off your system entirely. Microsoft has become obsessed with it with their recent updates. They've gotten incredibly aggressive about turning it back on and setting it to sync your desktop, your documents, and your picture folders by default. For a trader, this is a disaster. When OneDrive is constantly syncing files in the background, it's hammering your hard drive, it's hammering your CPU, and it's hammering your network bandwidth. The cleanest way to kill it for good is to click Start, then go to Settings, then click Apps, and then Installed Apps. Find Microsoft OneDrive in the list. Don't look for OneDrive, look for Microsoft OneDrive. Click the three dots on the right and then hit Uninstall. It's the only way to be sure it won't come back to haunt you. Okay, the third setting, the privacy vampires. Microsoft calls it diagnostics and feedback. I call it a resource hog. After an update, you want to click Start, go to Settings, and then click on Privacy and Security, and then check Diagnostics and Feedback. You'll often find that Send Optional Diagnostic Data has been magically turned back on. Turn it off. This stops your computer from constantly packaging up and sending your personal data to Microsoft in the background. And this frees up CPU cycles. Look, I know this is a lot to keep track of, and we're only scratching the surface. If you want to go deeper and see every single setting I recommend for a brand new trading computer, I put it all in my complete guide to trading computers. It's a free download, and I put that link in the description. It covers everything we're talking about today and a whole lot more. All right, fourth, background applications. This is a big one. Windows loves to let a whole bunch of apps run in the background, sucking your memory and your CPU, even when you're not using them. So again, you're going to click Start, you're going to go to Settings, then Apps, and then click on Installed Apps. Now go through the list and look for any app you don't need running all the time while you're trading. Anything you're not using while you're trading. And then click on the three dots next to the app and go to Advanced Options. And then you want to scroll down under Background Apps Permissions and set it to Never. Be ruthless here. Every app you just set to Never is more RAM and more CPU power available for your actual trading. The fifth item we want to deal with after a Windows update is the new AI junk. Microsoft is pushing its AI, Copilot, and the Widgets news feed hard. And after an update, you'll often find the widget icon back on your taskbar, feeding you distracting news and running background processes. So again, we're going to go to Start and again to Settings, and you're going to click personalization, then taskbar, and under taskbar items, you can turn off widgets. And while we're talking about AI, you can uninstall the Copilot app for good from that installed app list, just like we did with OneDrive. Now, you can do all of this manually every single month, or you can get half of it out of the way using this power tool to handle the privacy and telemetry settings in one click. So after digging around the internet for a while, I found one really cool tool that makes Microsoft's data collection machine completely freak out. It's a funny name. It's called O&O ShutUp10++. And don't freak out about the 10 in the name. It works perfectly on Windows 11. So all you need to do is go to oo-software.com. And I put a link in the description. When you get to that page, just scroll down and find it in their free tools for Windows. And then download O&O ShutUp10++. The tool is brilliant because it's completely portable. There's no installation, there's no bloat, and it's a privacy kill switch. So go ahead, download it, launch the app, then go to the Actions menu and select Apply Only Recommended Settings. It will ask you to create a restore point, and you definitely want to do that. That's your insurance. In one click, this will shut down the telemetry. And if you don't know what telemetry is, it's all that tracking that Microsoft does. It's all that data that they send back of what you click on, what sites you visit, all that stuff. Shuts it down. It shuts down that diagnostic data BS. It shuts down the advertising ID tracking and a ton of other background crap. But here's the key. Microsoft has a bad habit of quietly flipping these settings back on during major updates. So make this part of your regular PC maintenance. After every major Microsoft update, run this tool again. Look, taking control of your Windows settings isn't paranoia. It's basic digital hygiene for a trader. And if you've done all this and your computer still feels slow, then the problem isn't with your settings, it's your hardware. And you can test your hardware by running the free benchmark score test at easytrading.pro/CPU, and you can see where you really stand. I put a link to that in the description as well. And dude, why haven't you subscribed yet? Do yourself a favor, slam the subscribe button. I promise to keep generating tips to help you optimize your trading experience. And if you want to see what is the ultimate computer for trading this year, right now, top of the line, you definitely want to watch this video next. My name is Eddie Z. Thanks for watching, and may the trend be with you.